Those clubs are Now that's not my words. I was waiting for my lesson, the same guy I have every 2 weeks on a Tuesday at 12, and this guy walks in. He's wearing like full clobber. I'm like thinking, you've got to be a good player here. And he's looking at these irons I've got in my bag right now and judging them straight off the bat. I was a bit annoyed really because one, they could be actually the set my lesson uses. He didn't know that. And two, they took me absolutely ages to track down. These set of irons right here were on a Japanese hot list in the mid-2000s. And they're super game improvement, super forgiving, and meant to be super long. So I'm gonna find out today, see if this guy's actually right on first judgment. Are they absolutely crap, or are they a forgotten gem? I'm really excited about this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test this over the 3 hardest holes here at Mottram Hall and actually see how they perform in the real world. Irons only, what do we score? Let's go. And we're talking about the Masker AS4 Plus. Are these the best kept secret in world golf? Looking at this hole, and I've generally never played this hole with irons only. There's a bunker right in a little sticky situation, so I'm trying to decide where we go. You could get these irons originally in 3 to pitch and wedge. I've got a 4 to pitch and wedge set. Could really do with that 3 iron right now, but like I said, they were really hard to track down, and only set I could find in my flex was a 4 to pitch and wedge. Let's go 4 iron. I'm gonna take it up this right hand side. One thing I would say is these irons are designed for what they call a serious amateur, and they're a lot smaller than I thought they would be in terms of that head design. A bit more offset than I would sink into. Wow, that's not what I expected. This is genuinely my first shot, so let's see what we do. Oh my God. That felt like a hot knife through butter. I'm gonna have to see how far that's just gone. That pitched right on that sticky situation. Right, okay. This is the deal. I've done a range session with the 6 iron, 8 iron and a pitching wedge, and we've got data to back this up. But I've genuinely never hit the 4 iron out on a golf course. And my swing that day didn't feel as good as it feels right now. You know, you have one of them days, we all have one of them days. But that was crazy. Like, I'm just getting my GPS up here. Let's actually track how far that one's just gone. So that was 4 iron. Let's see how far this has gone out in the real world. So as I said, these irons were originally launched in the mid-2000s. The Masker AS4, and you'll notice here, prototype. I actually really like the sort of black heads and then this like silver finish. This is actually a really good idea because on previous sets of irons where I have had totally black irons, they've all got like scuffed, they've all got like destroyed, you know, like in this bit here, you know, when you get that sort of bag wear and tear. And there's nothing worse, is there, than getting a bit of bag wear and tear, because you don't, controversial opinion here, we don't really want iron head covers. The first thing I have to bring to your attention here is the progressive offset. This is the 4 iron, this is the 8 iron, and this is the pitching wedge. So as you go from shorter to longer, you get slightly more offset, and that's this bit here. And essentially what this does is it allows tighter control with the shorter irons, but then as you get to longer irons, it helps you square up the face. So an iron that's designed for a serious, I guess, game improvement golfer, you want that progressive offset because you want those longer irons easier to square up and less likely to leave that face open. But one thing that I would say is for progressive offset irons, that is the pitching wedge right there, and I'm seeing a hell of a lot of offset. That is the 8 iron and that is the 4 iron. Now these irons are stuffed full of technology. What do you think of the offset, by the way? Like, it is surprising, I think, how much that pitching wedge has, in my opinion. Is that something you like? Is that something you don't like? Now, going a bit more into these irons, when they did come out in the mid-2000s, I've got a really dodgy buggy today. They had like a little bit of like a cult following. And I need to read one of these little aspects here. One of the users said they feel on par with a KZG in terms of quality and feel. Another said they've tried dozens of sets of irons and they keep coming back to these. What's KZG? Can anybody help me out here? And secondly, was anybody part of that cult? Was anybody part of that cult? So right now, that 4 iron in real world terms has gone 150 yards. I still reckon I got about 70 yards to where my ball is. Tell you what, it's running fast. It's running firm here. We've had one hell of a summer here in the UK for golf. Okay, we're getting to 190, 195. Where is this finishing? 209. I reckon I've got better. I do. This was uphill. I seem a bit disappointed right now, and I don't mean to be. yeah, I was really expecting more when I hit that. Like, I proper ripped that. I know it's early, it's uphill, so we'll give him a bit of a chance right now. But I've got a decision to make. I've got one hell of a long way. I'm gonna be tactical here. I'm gonna hit 8 iron. I'm gonna lay it up. Because if we're playing irons only, let's do it properly. Let's try and score the best score we can. So laying it up into this area. Now that first shot with the 4 did feel surprisingly soft for a game improvement iron, which I actually think is a good thing. Because many game improvement irons now, they're almost like, ooh, absolutely explosive off the face. That's laid up like an absolute dream. 96 yards. Now this is also a really tough test for a game improvement set of irons, hitting those delicate shots. Let's see how we get on right here. I'm actually borderline impressed here, and the reason why I say borderline is I'm just still not sure on that distance of that 4 iron. We've got to see some more with that. 90 yards, soft one up there. This is a par 4, by the way. It's a toughie. Oh, I've spun it beautifully. I pulled it a little bit. Hup, not bad. Probably like 30 feet left, but I got that really like, there's actually, I mean, I towed it a little bit. Well, actually, if I'm honest, Alex, you towed it quite a lot, but oh God, can you see that? Look, you can actually see the yellow of my ball in there. And bear in mind the fact that these irons are actually old, mid-2000s kind of old. To now, on the second-hand market, the price hasn't actually dropped that much. Not saying if you can actually get a set. The lab's back out. The lab is back out. Right, let's see if we can hold this. This is for par. Oh, I like it. Oh, I like it. Oh, how did that not break? Ah! Okay, fine, that's not too bad. I feel like we played hole pretty well there with what we had available to us. So the next, let's really find out the distance with these things. And I absolutely just crushed that one off the tee. This has got to be up there. This is more of a flat hole, slightly downhill, but yeah, more flat. The first hole was tougher. They do feel like surprisingly soft, like really surprisingly soft. Really nice, in fact. Like, I'm really excited with how they feel. I've not felt, and this is why why they've been forgotten about, because I have not felt a game improvement iron feel that close to a forged set of irons in a long time. And I think, you know what, it's time we got onto a little bit of price. So right now, the used market, you can get these for between like $230 and $250. But the original price, I'm still on my ball yet, by the way, but the original price was between $350 and $390, which I honestly don't think that is too much of a difference between what they started at and what they are now. If you think now you can get a set of P790s and 2 years later they're worth less than half, you're losing like 150 quid, if that, which I think's cracking. And let's get into this distance, because I'm paused here and I'm looking around and I don't see my golf ball, and our yardage is at 225 yards. Now that 4 iron launched nicely, and why I say nicely, what I'm looking for is this window. I don't want it climbing too much. Think of it like a plane. I want it taking off, ending up being high, and then coming down. Too flat, you'll lose distance. Where is it? I can see it, I can see it, I can see it. Too flat, you'll lose distance, and too high, you'll lose distance because the ball will stall. For me, that 4 iron right there was right in that window. And I keep coming back to this. It felt soft. It felt really soft. I don't think I can believe my eyes right now. I'm going to show you on my screen. That says 259 yards. Now granted, the last little bit has come down that hill. I've literally got a flick here into the 14th. We'll stop that baby right there. That's gone like a blooming driver. Well, it's wedged because we got that 100-yard shot again. And there's one thing I need to bring to your attention on this. The CG placement on each of these irons is carefully optimized. It's slightly lower in the longer irons, so like your 4 iron, your 5 iron, your 6 iron, making it easier to launch, and slightly higher in these shorter shots where you're looking for more spin and control. How hard's this shot, by the way? I didn't even look at what I actually had to play here until right now. Just was too excited about the drive. Oh my God. So the flag's like here. This is a bunker, this is a bunker. It's quite like narrow in. I'm gonna have to like play like a low spinner. Get it into that space. Can we make birdie? Let's get that bogey back like we had on the first. Oh, I've spun that so well. Skid, check. Come down, come round. Keep coming, come back. I absolutely nipped that. Look at this. Please tell me you can see that on camera. You see it there? Look at that. Think how old these clubs are. They're like, could be 25 years old. And these grooves have been used. And there's ball on there. I genuinely don't know how they've done that. How have they done it? I don't think that's even possible. I don't think even modern day clubs do that. Groove optimization. I had to research this for many reasons because of shots just like that. Closer space grooves in short irons help grip the ball for added spin and control on approach shots. Long irons have a slightly wider groove spacing to help with consistency and forgiveness. Are these grooves even legal? I hadn't even noticed there was that much of a difference in the groove pattern, and I've not seen it this different on a set of irons before. So look, this is the pitching wedge here on the right hand side, and this is the 4-iron here. Look at the groove spacing between each of them. Pitching wedge, 4-iron. That is crazy different. I got that checking and gripping really nicely. A little bit off the right, I guess, guys. All the way, all the way. Par, a lot to do on the last. Let me run you through some of the numbers. So when we did the testing on the range, I will say this, I think that 4-iron we just hit off there obviously got a little bit of a kick. It is fast, it is firm. I don't anticipate it to go that far. I'm thinking more like that 2-iron's like a 220 club, which is seriously good for a 2-iron and slightly longer than what mine in my Mizuno's is. But back to these numbers. So looking at this data right here, the 6-iron after 5 shots on average went 180.8 yards, the 8-iron went 156.8 yards, and the pitching wedge 132.2. Now diving a little bit more into this data, you can see the spread here on the pitching wedges. We did have one at 140, and then here's the spread on the 8-iron, one of them over at 175, and the 6-iron here really quite kind of a close spread. One thing I would say is sometimes, like you would expect with a game improvement set of irons, you do get that one that goes bang. For somebody that is a game improvement kind of golfer, I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. For somebody that's slightly better than that, more mid handicap, that could get you into a little bit of a trouble occasionally. But then realistically, how often do you actually blast it through the green? How often do we strike it absolutely out the middle all the time? Unpopular opinion? Not very much. Right, one final hole, we're 1 over, we've got to get under par, but there's the data for these set of irons on the range when we put them into an extensive test. I'm gonna have to jump all over this, guys. I'm gonna have to jump absolutely all over it. That water there is a 218-yard carry. I'm guessing that last shot landed right on that number. So I'm gonna have to get this one absolutely out the buttons if I have any chance of getting over this water. Come on, be safe. Oh, I've done it, guys. Get off it, wind. Get off it. Go, 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 go. You know, when I hit it good, but you just never know until you see it bounce. And that just got a cracker of a bounce. I'm starting to really form an opinion on these irons now. And I think you can too with what we've sort of seen here. They're not flashy. They're not for somebody who wants a big brand. They're really, I think, designed for somebody who wants just a good quality set of irons that are forgiving, have a little bit of offset, and are just maybe good components. And I guess anything that comes out of Japan in terms of golf, we all sort of, I'm gonna say this from my opinion, it's up there with like the gold standard in terms of like quality of craftsmanship, quality of materials, just damn right quality. 167 back, the flag's right at the back. We've got 8-iron here. I'm gonna try and keep it just right there because there is trouble left. That's a long way right, Alex. That's shit. I got the best bounce in the world. Well, I guess they can't all be good. Again, look at this. Right, we've got to make a birdie here. I don't want to finish over par with these irons. There's so much more than that. I am genuinely impressed. I stand by what I said. I've not hit a game improvement set of irons like this in terms of how good they fly, but how soft and how under control they do feel as an overall.